What's up, guys? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? So we're going to just let this video flow. I don't know what I'm going to talk about, but today is one of my least favorite days. Least favorite days, and y'all might be like, "Sin, why is this one of your least favorite days?" Well, you guys know I have a sister who passed away. Today around 3:15 in the morning, made 16 years that my sister crossed over to the other side. Yeah. I was, well, I am the sister who have premonitions and um, intuitions of things happening before they happen, right? So, back in 2005, you still hot. You still hot. So, I got a bowl of shrimps that I'm going to eat. Um, but back in 2005, when my sister had my niece, she had my niece 16 days ago. Um, you can go. Oh, it's hard. I just want to taste it. Mm, 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 mm. Good. So, my sister had my niece on the 16th of October, and we wasn't speaking. Like, when I say not speaking, oh, my stickers came off. Just like how me and my dad aren't speaking. That's how me and my sister was. I remember probably on the 27th, no, 23rd of October, my sister wasn't feeling well. And my niece started crying, and I told her, "Don't worry, I got the baby. I'll take care of the baby," or something like that. And that was the first words that I said to my sister in 2 years, 2.5 years. They was the only words that I said to my sister in 2.5 years. And my sister was my favorite sister until, puberty hit with us. We went separate ways. I was a hot butt. And my sister, she was too. She was a little bit popular than me. Um, I can reminisce, like, we always was together for my birthday. Um, I remember one day it was me, her, my ex-boyfriend, dream date, his homeboy, rest in peace. Um, we pretty much went into a vacant house. We wasn't doing anything, but it was just like, it was my 16th birthday, matter of fact. We pretty much was in there, and the police came. The police came and took us to my house, in which it was crazy because um, my mother never knew what happened until I started talking. I was like, yeah, because my sister was here. She was always the one that was thinking out the box. She pretended like my Aunt Mousy was my mother, in which she wasn't. We lived probably like 2 miles away, because we used to always be at my Aunt Mousy's house. Um, let's see. When I'm just talking about things that, like, a lot of people wouldn't know before I go into details. So, when Mango Kid was in, I think it was in, we was in Dunbar Middle. We made up a lie in which nobody knew the lie that Mango Kid told, and so my sister grave, like, until my sister funeral. And we told this lie. The lie was that we was half sisters. My father had like 4 or 5 baby mamas. My mother was a crack addict, so I lived with cocaine, her mother and father. Yeah. Who comes up with that? So, At Coquette funeral, people was looking for my mom, and I was like, huh? I was like, oh no, my mom right here. Like my classmates was looking for my mom. I was like, no, she right here. Me and Coquette are four sisters and brothers, or four sisters. Um, what else? What's another one? Coquette and I dated the same boy. I was, as I told you, I was shy. So his name was D. Um, and I started talking to him, but then I was shy. And I didn't want to go around him. So he ended up liking Coquette too. So him and Coquette were together, and I was like, I supposed to be talking to him, right? Or I talked to him because we stopped talking. So I was mad. I got over it, and we moved on. So Kid used to be the one who would go shop. We would go shopping, and Kid used to always pick out my outfits. Cause I'm girly, but shit, I don't know what I don't like to try clothes on. So anyway, um, what happened? What else we had that we did? We went to prom together. If I ever show y'all a prom picture, y'all see that me and Kid wasn't like really next to each other. Cause I was like, I ain't want to take no pictures with her. Because when we was in high school, I had an ex-boyfriend. Or I had a boyfriend at the time. And my boyfriend, we was together for a long time. Right? A real long time. And I love this boy. Right? So he ended up telling a girl that he loved her. In which somebody that I knew heard it. This person never seen my ex-boyfriend, but I give out great descriptions of people. I'm like, he's tall, he's 6'4", the tallest person down there, light skin, box head. Okay? And he had dread. No, he had plaits. My ex-boyfriend was the only boy who looked like this. So she was like, girl, yeah, I seen him, and he was at the school, but he walked the girl from the school to the bus stop, and the girl kissed him on the lips, and he was like, all right, I love you. See you tomorrow, right? So this girl was my sister who passed away friend, but she told me I confronted him, and he was like, no, no, no. I didn't say that. I'm like, okay, whatever. I left. So then, what happened? A couple of days later, he came back and he was like, "All right, I'm not gonna lie to you. I did tell her I did tell her that I love her, but it wasn't like that. It was just like a friend. I love you." And I was like, "You know what? I can't be with you no more. Da 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 da. This. It's over." And it was around prom time, right? Because I had to end up taking prom date instead of him. So I ended up getting revenge from him being with somebody else by me being with somebody else, which happened to be my sister here, homegirl, ex-boyfriend. It wasn't no ties to me because I liked this boy in ninth grade, but because I was always with my boyfriend, I couldn't do nothing. But anyway, me and a boy that was my sister homegirl ex-boyfriend, we met up. I mean, we hooked up. My sister called me all types of hoes and slight sluts and stuff because I was with the boy. I'm like, how you gonna get mad at me and take somebody outside over me when I'm your sister? When you did the same thing to me and you was messing with D, I forgave you, and it was more of you my sister. You shouldn't mess with somebody I mess with. That was your homegirl, right? So anyway, me and my sister ended up fighting, like, because of this. Like, she's hitting me. right? And I'm looking like, why are you hitting me? You can't beat me because I'm like a giant to you, right? So anyway, I had on some black heels, right? And it had like an orange thing over top of it. Fought my sister, got up, left out the house, did what I would ever did. And like she would call me. She was calling me all of these types of names, and it just kept coming. And then because of whatever happened between me and my sister, it was in the school, and I was just like, I was hurt because she chose her friend over me, right? So that's how come me and my sister stopped speaking, right? Whew. I know that was a dumb reason to stop speaking to my sister, but like she kept acting as if I was wrong. Like, no, baby, no, we young, we young. I'm going to enjoy my life. I always tend to say that I'm enjoying my life, but um, and then for 2 years, 2.5 years, me and my sister didn't speak. So, things that happened. Her 21st birthday, which is July. What's that? Her 21st birthday? Or 22nd birthday? Had to be 21st birthday. She was pregnant 22nd birthday. Um. Anyway, her 21st birthday, she had ended up getting drunk with Eric, right? So her and Eric was drinking, and they was drinking Mad Dog 2020 and some Bacardi or something, right? So my sister got real, real drunk, and where we used to live at, it was this flower pot by the Marion House. If y'all know what it is, so she just down the street on the flower pot like this, and they were like, "Cindy, your sister drunk." I was like, "Huh, I ain't gonna go get that B to the H." Huh? She got herself down there. She better get herself up here. So anyway, the guy, Mr. Seven, had got my sister, brought her in the house, and I'm laughing because I thought that shit was funny to me, right? It was funny. So, um, I guess let's just fast forward, bring it back to you. Like my sister had my niece, and us not speaking, and my sister dying. So when mm, I was working at Proper and Gamble, P&G, the makeup company, right? The packaging of off the I just want to say the people that make CoverGirl, right? So they would make it, we would package it off, and that's what I was working at. And I came home because I used to work. I don't know. I don't remember what time I worked. Probably like 8 to 6 in the morning, something like that. So I came home and my mother had my niece. I'm like, Ma, where kid at? She like, kid in the hospital. I'm like, Ma, stop effing lying. Did I cuss? Yes, I did. I cussed. I'm like, Ma, stop effing lying. So I was like, all right, mommy. I'm like, even though I was sleepy, I was like, Ma, I'm gonna get the baby. So I got the baby. As I'm feeding my niece, right? There's a phone call from Union Memorial Hospital, right? And the lady on the phone is like, shh. She took a turn for the worse. We had to put her in a medical induced coma. And I'm yelling for my mom, like, Ma, come get the phone, because the phone was in my room. So then, my mother came and got the phone, and I don't even know if we had a cordless or whatever. I think we had one of them hospital phones that the white hospital phones that had the cord, and you push the button on the bed. But anyway, my mother got the phone. I don't know what they talked about. My mother ended up going back to sleep. Um, 2, 3 hours later, I got to take breaks in it because I'm going to get emotional eventually. So um, they called. It was like, y'all need to make arrangements. She's not going to make it. Right? So everybody is going down to Union Memorial. Right? And I remember when we got to Union Memorial, she was unstable and we couldn't see her, but we was all in a waiting room. My mother, my father, my grandfather, my cousins, everybody was there. Um, and we could see my sister, right? They had her turned upside down, just like the COVID patients, right? Not all COVID patients, but really sick COVID patients will be facing the ground, not facing the ceiling, facing the ground. You don't have to believe me. I know what I saw. I know what was going on. So they was like in a last chance effort of trying to survive me, trying to save my sister. They was like they was going to vac her from Union Memorial down to University of Maryland, which is on Green Street, right? So I don't know. They medevaced her because she was really bad, really sick, and University of Maryland was a better um, place, like more advanced, more advanced. They had more skills for sick people who was as sick as my sister. So anyway, they medevaced her down there probably like 9 o'clock, and it took a long time for them to get her stable. And I remember my mother and them keep calling the hospital. And I remember I was like, kid gonna die, y'all. And my brother Cubby was like, I was going up the steps and I had mouthed it out my mouth. My brother was like, shut the F up. Don't let them hear you say that. And I'm crying. My brother was like, don't let them see you cry. But I'm looking like, I'm hurt too. Like, I'm hurt because at the end of the day, no matter what, this was my sister. This was my sister. Even though we wasn't cool, we wasn't beefing, we were beefing, she was still my sister. Right? So I think we got the okay to come see her at 9 o'clock. My father piled up his car. It was me, my mother, my sister Rosalind. I think my sister baby father. We was in the car driving to the hospital. Um, and we got in the waiting room and they wouldn't let us go back there to see her, right? So we in the waiting room and we watching TV. Why did we watch TV? Why? So every time you would change the channel, as soon as you change the channel, somebody was dying. Somebody was dying. Like every time you change the channel, I swear to you, not 5 minutes. No, it was like more like a minute or two into watching the show because every time the person died, I was like, change the channel, change the channel, change the channel, right? But I want to say it probably was like 5 shows, and every time we changed it, somebody was dying, and I was just like, "Kid gonna die tonight." Everybody was like, "No, no, she not gonna die," and I'm like, "Yep, kid gonna die tonight." Right? So I remember um, people was really sick. This is ICU area. I think it was ICU area. Um, Car accidents. People who got shot. Right? Um, And I remember they told my mother at the first hospital how organs were starting to fail. Her kidneys wasn't working. Her lungs wasn't working. Oh, she's not going to the bathroom. So everything was just backing up. So at the hospital, it was this robot, right? And a robot, it looked just like a cabinet, a little cabinet, right? But it would come up every 30 or so minutes, right? And it would come up, and I just remember at 3:15 in the morning, we seen the little robot come up, right? And soon after that, you hear them come in and put it say, "I'm sorry, we did everything that we could possibly do, but she didn't make it." I remember going in the room, seeing my sister. She was still warm, I think, because I believe I touched her. She was swollen. My sister was a big girl, but my sister was swollen because they was pushing so much fluid inside of her. And if it, everybody, don't feel bad for me, all right? This is a part of my life story. Um, so don't feel bad for me. Um, um, we went in the room, and my sister had on a hospital gown. But I swear to y'all, I remember, or when I see my sister laying inside of the hospital bed, gone, I see her laying in the bed with this pink nightgown she had, right? But she wasn't in a nightgown. She was in a hospital gown. But don't ask me why. That's what I see her in, even though I know she wasn't. Um, I remember the drive home, the longest drive home. um, the very, very long drive home. My sister died. Um, my father cut on the radio. Well, I don't know if it was a CD. It might have been a CD. Mary, Mary, I can't give up now. And goodness. Me and my sister, when the song came on, we busted out. We was crying, and even though we was crying, the song comforted us, right? And I guess I forgot to tell y'all these two parts. After my sister died, right? My sister Roslyn, who was there with us, her eyes became bloodshot red. What? Bloodshot red. If you ever seen somebody who had a baby and strained really, really hard, right? Their eyes will become red because veins in their eyes will pop. So my sister Roslyn had two eyes that was popped. The first person I called was my son's father. And I didn't call him, I texted him. I texted him and I was like, she's gone. He responds, gone where? And I'm like, my sister died. She's gone. He like, gone where? I'm like, my sister died. And he was like, you got to be kidding me. I'm like, yeah. um, we called her best friend Jessica, and Jessica busting out in tears. What else? Back to the long drive home. Got home, and I used to share rooms with my sister. She had a bed, I had a bunk bed, but nobody slept over top of me, I don't think. Right? Um, I was sleepy. I was real, real sleepy. And I just remember telling people, I just remember asking people, please just sleep in the bed so I can go to sleep. Um, I remember the family coming to the house. My grandfather, my step grandmother, um, oh, I just realized both my grandmothers was already gone by the time my sister died. Um, and I remember everybody like, you want to go back to the hospital to go view her body? I was like, nope. Oh. Sorry, y'all. But I was like, nope, I don't want to go back down there. I don't want to see her like that. My mother and my grandmother, my mother and my grandfather, and I guess my brothers. I don't know who went, because like when it happened, your mind is just everywhere. You can't focus. I believe my sister died on a Thursday. I believe my sister died on a Thursday. Um. Mm, 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 mm. Anyway, I remember people being like, "Cindy, you alright? You alright?" And I was still numb. I was like, "Don't worry about me. Just worry about my mother and my sisters and my brothers. I'm cool. I'm good. 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 Don't." I was just that one. Like, don't ask me if I'm good. Just make sure they good, cause I'm gonna be good regardless. Um. So my sister died 5 days after my older sister's birthday. My sister died on my cousin's birthday. My sister died 2 days before my baby sister's birthday. My sister died 11 days before my birthday. And nobody wanted to celebrate birthdays that year. I mean, nobody. Kendra birthday is in 2 days. And I don't think we did nothing for Kendra birthday. Kendra just, like me, put on that smiley face, acting as if everything was fine. And it wasn't. Um, my birth, well, I think we buried my sister on November the 2nd or November the 3rd, right? And it was just like, I was still mourning my sister, right? But it was one of the best birthdays. It was supposed to be one of the best birthdays ever. And it was the worst, worst birthday I've ever had. Why? One of my favorite people, even though was going through a falling out that pretty much lasted too long, was gone. Was taken away from me. Ugh. Mm. remember, I don't think that I celebrated my birthday on my birthday. But when we did celebrate my birthday, my sister Rosalind and my sister Shaquana, they took me to, what's it called? Club Choices? Maybe. It was a strip joint. And I remember the man dancing in front of me, but I was just like, mm-mm. Dance in front of them. Don't dance in front of me. I was still numb. Like, I was still numb. The, yeah, still numb. But let's talk about my sister funeral. You want to talk about my sister funeral? Mm. Her funeral was at Joseph F. Brown, right? In which it was a big. It's not was. It is a big funeral home, right? When I tell you the people who came to her funeral, they flowed. It was so many people. They flowed outside, right? I can't tell you who was there versus who wasn't there. I remember my grandmother's sister Jean. She came up to me and was like, "Hi, I'm your Aunt Jean." Okay, ma'am, I don't know who you are. I'm 21 years old. We don't have no relationship. But this ain't the time for you to be introducing yourself to me. She's like, "Cause I'm your grandmother's sister." Okay, my sister in a casket. Um, and me and my sister Rawson had already decided to sing the Murray Murray song at my sister's funeral. When I tell y'all, I was very like, I gotta sing the song. I gotta sing the song. And when we played the song in the background, and we was just singing with the song. We oversung the song, but we were singing with the song. And honestly, I never cried. I never cried. Never cried. I probably cried when my sister first died. But if I didn't cry, I think I didn't cry. But at my sister's funeral, right, we were singing Murray Murray. I don't know how it happened. I don't know when it happened. But I remember as we singing Murray Murray, my niece, which is my sister baby, ended up being in my hand. Right? And that's when all hell broke loose. Like, all hell broke loose. Like, we was, I think everybody was handling it okay. Nobody was crying. But when I started crying, and I started crying when my niece was in my hand, me and my sister was singing Mary Mary, I Can't Give Up Now. I remember crying real loudly, dropping my head, holding my niece, cradling her in my arms, and somebody coming and taking her away from me. And when that happened, all my sisters and brothers broke down in tears and crying. Can you try to visualize one person taking out 10 people? One person. It had to be 10 people taking out one person. Because it's 10 of us. My mom and my dad. Um, it was really, really emotional. Really emotional. Um, so, I guess I didn't tell you guys. But my sister ended up dying because of the fact, I don't know what's true. I really don't know if it's true. My sister had a C-section, and from the C-section, her body started reacting, and she ended up getting pneumonia, and her organs started to um, her organs started to fail, and it was nothing that they could do. So years years go by, and um, I told you I have visions, and I see things happening sometimes, right? So one day I was in a no, we're gonna talk about the first. I guess I'll talk about this one. It don't really matter what order I talk about them. So I look at, I think of my sister as being my guardian angel. Like when my sister was in the hospital, I swear to y'all, I prayed to God. I was like, God, please take me, cause my sister had so much to live for. She just had a baby. I didn't have no baby, and shit. I was already supposed to die when I was 10. Shit, take me, let me swap places with her. And I was like, God, please just let her live. Let her live no matter what. Just let her live. Let her live. Right? Um and for years I was so mad because I was like, I should have knew something was wrong. I should have knew something was wrong. Right? So um I ended up becoming a nursing assistant. And I had this lady, her name was Cynthia. Right? Cynthia was a mom to a little boy. Cynthia ended up getting or having an asthma attack, right? Cynthia went without oxygen for like 16 minutes. So they was able to get her back. Probably wasn't that long. I don't know. But when they brought her back, she was brain dead. Her mother and father was like, nope, don't let her go. Keep her on oxygen. Keep her on life support. Keep her alive no matter what. And I used to have Cynthia all the time, and I felt so bad. Cynthia body started contracting, so her arms was like this and real tight. So like to wash her, you had to pull her arms apart, right? And if you don't know what a person look like when they contracted, Google it. It ain't pretty. Her legs contracted, and I remember one day when we had no water. It was Cynthia's birthday, right? I remember they forced me to wash Cynthia with cold water because no matter what, it was 150 people on the floor. 99 of those people could go without taking a bath, but Cynthia had to take a bath. And I'm like, what the hell am I supposed to do? They like take her into the shower room. Da 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 da. I'm like, what? And it took me having Cynthia to say, God, thank you for taking my sister away from me. And I tell people that all the time, like, I'm so glad. I'm so glad my sister died. Because if my sister was a patient in a nursing home, and them people, I am a nursing assistant. I love my job. But if them people would do some of the stuff that I've seen to my sister, yeah, it would have been a problem. Um, and that was Cynthia, which is crazy, made me be okay with my sister dying. And I was just like, she alive. But she did. Because if you take her off the oxygen, she might live for a little bit, but she ain't gonna live for long. And why would she be able to live for a little bit? Because she's still able to breathe just a little bit. But that oxygen, the life support, is what keep her alive. And I'm like, it would be, my sister wouldn't have wanted that. So, you know, it was many occasions in which my guardian angel saved me. What? So I'm about to reminisce about, probably, like, I'm gonna do maybe three stories. So I had this girlfriend. Her name was Candy, and Candy and I was driving. Well, I wasn't driving. I didn't have my license at the time, but Candy was driving, and we was going up Pulaski Highway, and we going up Pulaski Highway. My favorite one. Come on. Um, I was asleep, and I had a dream, and in my dream, my sister said, "Move your head." And y'all might be like, "Okay, why would she tell you move your head?" So my head was against the car, like where the chair and and the window is. So my head was against here, and my sister said, "Move your head." As soon as she said, "Move my head," I didn't hesitate. I moved my head. As soon as I moved my head, hand on everything, car hit me. Red pickup truck hit the car. Yeah. And I was this close to having myself be in a real bad car accident, having myself die. Because if that car would have hit me and my head was right there, my head could have been smushed. It was so bad they had to use the jaw of life, and which is crazy because I got this accident happened 2007 on June, no, on March the 18th, because the 19th is my father's birthday. It happened the day before my father's birthday. So then, um, and the crazy part about it, I had just gotten this tattoo. Y'all want to see it? This is my sister's name. Don't it say forever in my heart? Let's say forever in my heart and my sister's name. And they was like, you want the days? Because down here on the flowers or whatever, right? Somewhere they was supposed to have the dates on there. The day she, the year she was born and the year she died. I was like, don't put that on my arm. I don't want that. So then, um, my sister always used to tell people that I was gonna be gay, in which I didn't know that. I mean, I did like women, and I never told my sister. I've never acted on it. So one day, um, I think I told you I used to drink really, really bad. How bad you used to drink real bad? I used to drink real bad to the point where I'm drunk. I'm in the toilet, like I'm in the bathroom, wrapping my hands around the toilet, and like somebody had to kick in the bathroom door because it was only one stall, like and you locked the door. So anyway, um, I had went to the Paradox on a Saturday, and I was gonna go back that night, right, or the next. I went on a Saturday, went to sleep, woke up Sunday, and I was gonna go back to the Paradox, right? So my sister had other plans for me. What you mean, Cinda? So I have a cousin. We can call him. We can call him John. Okay, I have a cousin named John, and John came to my mother's house, and he was like, "Girl," he had called me or called my mother. Was like, "Where is Cinda? I need to talk to Cinda." And he was like, "All right, I'm about to come over the house because I want something to tell. I have something to tell you." I'm like, "Okay." So my cousin come to the house, and he like, I had a dream about you yesterday, and I just need you to tell me. All right. I'm like, all right. You acting like, mm. I'm like, okay, serious. Tell me about it. He was like, so last night I had a dream. I was like, okay. And he was like, I was sitting right here, and when I got up, Coquille appeared. I said, okay. I was like, what she wanted? He was like, I had got up, and I was like, Coquille, what you doing here? And she was like, oh, I got watch over Cinder. So he was like, what you mean? She was like, Cinder be getting drunk and, doing things that's not safe, right? And I tried to get this cousin to pretty much tell me the story, but I can't get in contact with my cousin. But if I ever can get in contact with this cousin, I'm gonna let him tell y'all this story if he up to it. So anyway, he was like, yeah, she said you be getting drunk and stuff and playing with dildos. I'm like, okay. He was like, Cinda, the dream felt so real. And he was like, because in his dream, his brother or his nephew had peed on him, right? I think that's what he said. And when he woke up, the they were sleeping in the bed with him. And I'm not sure if they peed on him or not, but he was like, he got up, he asked his oldest brother, like, yo, Cinda be playing with, no, Cinda mess with girls. And my older boy cousin was like, man, shut up. I'm not asking that question. So then he went to his two sisters, and both of them confirmed that I mess with women. And he was like, um, Cinda just, kids just want me to tell you to be safe. And I was like, okay. And I really didn't think of anything about it. But my plans was to go out with my ex, well, not my ex girlfriend, but my first, was it? I don't know if she was coming with us, but with Keon and Erica, I was going out with them. And I didn't go, right? So I didn't go, went to sleep, woke up, right? And I woke up, I watched the news, and it was a shooting at the Paradox, in which I believe somebody got killed. Like two people got shot, and I was like, damn, that could have been me, right? Because all of my plans was to go out and get drunk, because that's what I normally do. So like when y'all ask me, Senator, do you drink? I told y'all I used to drink real bad. I can't do that now. I can't. Because I used to get tore up. But y'all see, I don't really drink anymore. Then when me and my ex-wife was together, we was dating, and I was having a real hard, bad time, you know, over the fact that, when my sister died, we wasn't speaking. And I remember I went to sleep, and I was dreaming about my sister. And many times when I dream about my sister, she would never talk to me. She'll be there, but she wouldn't talk to me. So this one particular time, I'm asleep, and I don't know if I was like, I'm sorry or what, but my sister was like, it's okay. And I was so scared, so shook the fuck up, y'all. I woke up crying. My ex-wife like, what's wrong? What's wrong? I'm like, she spoke to me. I'm like, she don't never speak to me. And she was like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, but she spoke to me. And, that kind of helped me, get over the fact that me and my sister wasn't speaking. And I'm like, she's telling me everything is going to be okay. She's telling me it's everything going to be okay. Then, I guess one of my favorite, I mean, all of my encounters or um, areas in which my sister have done anything with me with a dream is good. But I want to say Kason is another dream that I had with my sister. And y'all be like, what? So people be like, how did I come up with Casey's name? Well, I told y'all I have premonitions, right? and I have dreams, and the dreams be so vivid and so real. Um, this is the day that I was supposed to find out what Kason was, and so it was like in September of 2016, and I had no clue what the baby was, but I knew there was a baby, and I was going to go to ultrasound to find out what he was, and I was dreaming about my sister. I can't tell y'all what this dream was about because the dream didn't really matter, but I know I was dreaming about my sister. I woke up, I put my foot on the ground, and Kason came out my mouth, and I was like, "Okay, Kia, that's what you want me to name him?" So that's how he got K. So my sister name is Kokia, and I know y'all like, well, why would you put the K first? So my sister name is Kokia, but we called her Kier. So that's why Kason initials is KC. And everybody like, you should give him his daddy name. No, no. Um, whew, I can talk my mouth off. So today I had therapy or whatever, and my therapist, I had to read a letter or whatever, and my therapist told me I didn't tell her that I had a sister who was deceased. I said, I did tell you I had a sister deceased. And she was like, it feels like I came to grips with this. I'm like, yeah, like normally I would be really upset or whatever over my sister. I said, but not anymore. I do get emotional, but I am okay that my sister is not amongst the living. And I want to say, I would love my sister to be alive, but my sister body went through a whole lot of trauma when she had my niece, and trauma after, in which her body could not be fixed. So God took her. And I'm so glad because I say people in general, right, are selfish because you can have a family member that is completely brain dead, like Cynthia, and the mother and the father aren't ready to let go. So they want to keep you around with life support. And I'm like, I'm glad we didn't have that opportunity because I'm quite sure my mom and my dad probably would have tried. No, they probably wouldn't have because we lost a little brother a long time ago too. And if my mother had a choice of putting him back on life support, and she didn't. So I'm sorry, mommy. I'm sorry. Um, but um, yeah, Kia, we wouldn't want to put her through that. Me being a nursing assistant, really, really brought closure to me because of that. And today, later on today, I might drink. I got coolers in the refrigerator and whatnot. But I think I'm done. I think I'm done. I might come back with another video. Yeah, but and I might show y'all some pictures of my sister just because of the fact. But I'm out. I hope y'all don't mind this hour-long conversation with me. Mm, but I love you, Kia. I'll come to you soon. Bye, guys.